You're about to learn the secret of how my good for nothing little brother was able to travel to 7 countries in 1 year and get paid to do it. And all he needed was a laptop and an internet connection. My name is Russell Ruffino, and I watched my kid brother Mikey go from an out of work couch potato to being able to travel to 5 continents in just 2 months. I mean, 1 minute the kid is trolling Craigslist looking for jobs, and the next, he's in Ibiza having the time of his life. Then it was Argentina, then Costa Rica. Now the little twerp tells me he's going to do 6 months in Europe. And no matter where he goes, he never needs to show up at a job or look for work. He just grabs a beer, sits in front of his laptop for 2 hours a day, and makes enough money to travel anywhere he wants. And I'm not talking just budget travel either. The kid lives like a rock star. So look, I'm not saying I was jealous or anything. But if one day your kid brother just magically had the financial freedom to travel the world as much as he wanted, wouldn't you be dying to know his secret? Before we get into that though, let me tell you this. Mikey's making me promise to take this video down very soon. He doesn't want to become some travel guru, and he definitely doesn't want everyone to know his secrets. He's letting me put this online right now, but in a few days or a few weeks, this information will be gone forever. If you're looking at this site, it can only mean one thing. You dream of seeing the world, and you have no idea how you're going to make it happen. Well, believe me, I know exactly how you feel. While my brother was running around having the time of his life, I was working as a bartender, making minimum wage plus tips. World travel? Forget it. I could barely afford to go to the movies. I knew there were some people out there who were lucky enough to escape their lives and travel, but I damn sure wasn't one of them. And then, out of nowhere, my little brother Mikey cracks the code and takes off like a shot around the world. Well, when he came home, you can bet that I was standing there waiting for him. I slammed him up against the wall the way only a big brother can and said, "Listen, kid, you're going to tell me exactly how you did this. What do you know that no one else does?" Mikey just gave me this weird little smile and he said, "Russ, you want to know what I know? English." I stood there shocked for a second. What? You want to know my big secret? Well, here it is. If you can speak English, you can get paid to travel the world in style and have a great time. At first, I didn't believe that it could be that simple. Wait a minute. You've been teaching English class? Like in a classroom? Mikey looked at me and said, "Nope. That would mean I have to wake up early and stand in front of a bunch of kids. Who wants to do that?" Well, then I was really confused. Well, what is it then? "Russ, I teach English for 2 hours a day, all online, and I make enough money doing it to pay all my travel expenses and then some." When he said that, it was like a light went on in my head. The internet was giving my kid brother the power not to just teach English, but to teach English from anywhere in the world. No classrooms. In fact, no physical location at all. He could just pick up his laptop, log on to the internet, and make money. And he could do it from anywhere in the world. I looked at him. It can't be that simple. He smiled. Well, it is, almost. You have to know where to go to get certified, and then you have to get hired. But anyone who can speak English can do this in their sleep. Then he gave me the details. When he was finished, I said, "Mikey, you gotta let me put this online. It's not fair that there are almost 1 billion people around the world who can speak English, and only a handful of them know about this." He fought me on it, but 3 Indian burns and 4 dead legs later, he finally caved in. I threw him in his room, slammed the door, and locked it. 4 weeks went by. I mean, I was taping his favorite shows and everything, but after a while I started to get worried. When he finally came out of his room, he had this in his hand. He called it the Instant Traveler. Yeah, that's him on the cover. The thing was absolutely packed with information. 12 tools that will enable you to live anywhere you want for as long as you want and not run out of money. How to draft the perfect resume with a cover letter and exactly where to send it. Where to find an amazing program to get your English certification no matter where you live. And guess what? Hate taking tests? To get certified to teach English, there is no test. Zip. Zero. Nada. You just take a 1-month course and bam, you're certified. But that's not all. Mikey also gives you over 139 travel tips that cover everything you need to know, from where to live, to passports, to staying safe while you're abroad. You'll also get reviews of all the major travel websites, what they offer you, and how to game them to get the cheapest rates possible on tickets and hotels. Finally, Mikey also reviews all of the major English as a second language sites online, so you'll have a ton of resources to work with when you teach. Hell, Mikey's even throwing in 2 completely original bonus guides he won't even tell me about. Everything you need is right here for you. Now look, I don't know what your idea of a perfect trip is. Maybe you've always dreamed of sipping cocktails on a beach in the Caribbean. Or maybe skiing in the Alps is more your style. Since I got my hands on this information, I've done both. But whichever place you want to go, the first step is the same. Just click the orange Add to Cart button right below this video to get started. Let me share with you what some of our readers are already saying. Sarah Davidson from Redlands, California wrote, I just got back from a month-long trip to Italy, Holland, and Switzerland using Mikey's tips. When I got back, I actually had more money than I did when I left. Ryan Van Tile from Twin Falls, Idaho. The Instant Traveler taught me exactly what I needed to know to drop everything and hit 12 countries in Europe and then Tanzania on the way home. But what if you're not all about international travel? Maybe you just want to explore your own home country. Dave Newton from Huntington Beach, California writes, 15 states in 4 months. Absolutely unbelievable. Thanks, Mikey. Believe me, if these guys can do this, then so can you. Think about all those places you've always dreamed of going. If you can understand the words I'm saying right now, then you can visit all of them. But look, I know it's the internet and most of what's out there is junk. It's just the sad truth. So Mikey and I are willing to make you an ironclad, no BS guarantee. If Instant Traveler isn't the best, most comprehensive guidebook you have ever bought, or if you're not totally thrilled with this information, all you have to do is email us within the first 60 days and we'll give you an instant refund. And you get to keep the book. So there. Now all the risk is on us. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain by testing out Instant Traveler. Worst case scenario, you check it out, decide it's not for you, and you get a refund. No big deal. But the best case scenario, you won't have to wait until you're retired or you win the lottery to see the world. You can stop putting off the things you've always dreamed of doing and start living your life. In just 5 weeks, you could be traveling through all the places you've always secretly wanted to go but just never thought possible. And it all starts with just clicking that orange Add to Cart button right below this video. Don't wait. Do it now. The next time you come back to this site, the whole thing might be gone. Look, I'll be honest. Not everybody's ready for this kind of thing. I mean, I know I wasn't. When I was bartending, I could never bring myself to think past my next shift. But when I think about how miserable I was, stuck in the same place, doing the same job day after day, I'm so glad that I stepped up to the plate and learned something from my baby brother. It changed my life forever, and I believe it can change yours too. So look, you can either ignore this video, forget that you saw this, and go back to being bored with your life, or you can take a shot that maybe, just maybe, this information will be the key that unlocks the whole world just for you. Remember, it's fully guaranteed, so there's no risk. If you don't take action now, how will tomorrow be any different from today? Click the orange Add to Cart button now. I'm Russell Ruffino, and Mikey and I will see you on the other side. We can't wait to hear about all your travel adventures. You're still here? What are you waiting for? I told you, it's guaranteed. Just go for it. If it's not for you, all you have to do is let us know. Click the orange Add to Cart button now. Thanks for watching this.